Spencer bread pudding. Product will be hot after heating. On Nana's tiramisu dessert, printed on the bottom, that's on the tiramisu's bottom, not Nana's, do not turn upside down. On some frozen dinners, a surly suggestion, defrost. On a hairdryer, do not use while sleeping. And on a bag of crisps, you could be a winner. No purchase necessary. Details inside. And finally, on a Japanese food processor, not to be used for the other use.
Thanks, Tony. Could we have the fifth team, which is John F. Kennedy Team 2, Emma Collingwood, Rebecca Lazarin de MORAIS, and Toby KERR. Their subject is Romania, whatever that is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emma Collingwood, and I'm the chairperson of this team representing John F. Kennedy Secondary School. I would like to thank you all for attending tonight, and especially to the members of the Rotary Club, who have put a tremendous amount of effort into organising this event for our generation. To my right is Rebecca Lazarin de MORAIS, our main speaker, and to my left is Toby KERR, the proposer of the vote of thanks. Each year, our team is presented with the opportunity to voice our opinions, share our views, and speak out to the public on matters that we feel are really relevant to youth today. After much deliberation, we decided to speak to you about ludomania. Ludomania is the compulsive urge to gamble. Gambling is literally everywhere. From the casinos, to the lottery, to the races, to betting on sports. You cannot avoid it. However, our team would like to question just how socially acceptable it really should be. We believe it is time the public realise just how painstakingly important it is that we begin to act against ludomania. If only you knew how devastating the consequences and effects of gambling could be to a family. If only you had suffered at its hands, then you would realise, then you would want to make a difference. What is more, it is a matter affecting the people of my generation. I wish you to bear this in mind as I hand you over to our main speaker, Rebecca. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Rotary Club, you can just smell the money, the rich cigars, the expensive cocktails, win or lose, make or break, all or nothing. It's a dream for the poor, a thrill for the rich. What seems like an enjoyable, secure, and leisurely pastime can soon transform into an ugly, choking nightmare. I'm not exaggerating. It all starts that one time on your 16th birthday. £1 for the chance of winning millions. As we approach the cashier, we're a little nervous. We have that one image in our minds. Living in a beautiful mansion, rolling around in money. But this is dangerous, more dangerous than we think. So it's just the occasional purchase, but then it begins to become real. We start buying on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday. It's harmless, is it not? Then it becomes a twice-weekly charade. Wednesdays and Saturdays. We even have our own set of numbers, which we abide by religiously. And if there is that horrific idea that we have not purchased our tickets, then we could be missing out on millions. And playing the Euro Millions, the Thunderball, the Lottery, and all the scratch cards available. It's just so bad. We as a team feel that it is essential that we emphasise the seriousness of ludomania. It needs to be made clear that this is a real problem occurring in our society, having shocking consequences on all of us. It is made to seem more than acceptable through the media, through advertisements. And as most people will know, this will have damaging effects on us. One anonymous gambler gives his view on how detrimental gambling truly is, and I will share his views with you. My life's force was spent to get funds to gamble. When I was just 32, I went onto the internet and played online poker when it first exploded onto the scene. And that night, I lost £10,000. It was then that I had to realise that I had a real problem where gambling was concerned. I could see myself for what I really was for the first time. The public perception has been drugs, alcohol, crime is dangerous. But we don't realise that gambling is everywhere, having shocking consequences. Gambling is a serious addiction which will damage a person over a long period of time. When someone is suffering from the problem of gambling, it has taken over their life. And this is the major issue which we as a team feel the need to express and to make people aware of. It affects so many people from different social and economic classes and is simply not discussed enough. And now we approach the part of this speech which really affects our generation and why we care about this topic so passionately. If a parent gambles, then it is likely that their children will gamble too. This trait will be passed on and perceived as the norm. It will affect the child's emotional and economical well-being. And we feel that it is a massive injustice to know about what is going on and to allow it to continue. And in light of this, we feel the need to express the real importance of this issue. Gambling causes mistrust, fear, anger, and confusion within a family. This betrayal. How can a parent do that to me? I am losing everything. If only you knew what really happens, the effects. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what I really want you to realise tonight is that ludomania is a serious addiction. It is just as serious as alcohol and drugs. And ladies and gentlemen, if we have shocked you, inspired you, or simply made you realise of the current effects of gambling on our society, then we have achieved our objective tonight. We do not aspire that gambling should be abdicated, but tackled, so that we can move on and have more secure lives. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in bringing this speech to a close, I leave you with this statement. Think twice about what you are doing, because the effects are on our generation. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite the Rotary Club to ask a question.
Rebecca, having listened to everything you said, do you still think it's fair to restrict the innocent fun of the occasional clutter because the gambling of the terrible things that we've been talking about?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I mean, when we approach our 16th birthday, we think, oh yeah, now I can go and do the lottery. I mean, it's ridiculous to say to people, no, we're going to scrap the lottery, our society is dying because everyone is buying a lottery ticket. I mean, this is not what we're trying to say here. But what I'm saying is, no, we can't just say to people, this is dangerous, stop doing it, because people need to have that thrill. Of course, you know, buying a lottery ticket, you win a tenner and you think, yay, you know, this week I can spend a tenner. But no, I think what is happening is as soon as we go onto the internet, there are advertisements. Come to this online casino and we'll give you £5 free. But what really happens, you don't just spend £5, you spend £20. And then soon you think, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. But you just can't help yourself. You go and you do it again. So we're trying to let people know of what really happens. We're only human beings. And even though we want to say, I am controlled, we aren't. Because you can see through drugs, alcohol, crime, we're not controlled. So I think it needs to be made aware to people that you can have the thrill, but you need to know of the consequences before you're dragged into it. Thank you.
Thank you, judges, for your question, and thank you, Rebecca, for your answer. Now I'd like to invite Toby KERR to propose the vote of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Rotary Club, I would like to commence by saying that we most sincerely hope that we have changed your attitude towards ludomania and have informed you of this compelling addiction. Firstly, I would like to thank Rebecca for delivering such a powerful message to us all. And I would like to thank our chairwoman, Emma, for opening the speech so eloquently. Now, I request that you think back to the opening of Rebecca's speech, the glamorous description of the expensive casino. It has to be admitted that most of us would leap at the opportunity of this luxurious lifestyle, given the chance. To be honest, I would do anything to be like James Bond and have all the ladies on my arms. However, I also know that gambling could bring me into a completely different situation. The bright, blinding lights of Las Vegas, and a man is slumped against the wall. He's betted away his life savings, all that was keeping him and his family alive. All he has won is a life of guilt. His family's welfare has been exchanged for a not-so-cheap thrill. But we as a team would like to bring it to your attention that there are solutions available and that all hope is not lost. There is support out there from societies like GamCare, Gamblers Anonymous, and even your GP. We hope that you will recognise that gambling is as serious as drugs and alcohol, and that we find it shocking that society permits so many of the consequences to be thrust upon our young people. Thank you, Rotary Club, for hosting Youth Speaks for our generation, and thank you, audience, for listening so attentively. Now, let me leave you with a question. How many of you have bought a lottery ticket? Thank you.
Toby for speaking with me, and for the Rotary Club, and also for the audience listening so attentively. Thank you.
Parents have got to go away with quite a lot to think about after that, so I won't add to it. I'll just say one or two things that might console the parents. A mother's role is to deliver children, once obstetrically and forever by car. And parents will know this, even when freshly washed and relieved of all